There's a level of discipline that doesn't just impress people, it scares them. It's the level where your consistency becomes so strong, your actions become so predictable, your habits become so unbreakable, that people stop doubting you and start fearing what you're becoming. Not fear in a negative sense, but fear in a way that says, this person is unstoppable, and today we begin your transformation into that person. So before we begin, take a deep breath, because for the next 1 hour, you and I are going deep into a journey that will change the structure of your discipline forever. Subscribe, like this video, and comment the one habit you want to master. This is not for the algorithm. This is not for me. This is for you. To prove you're ready, let's begin. This story begins with a man named Rafael. On the surface, he had everything. A respected software engineer, a great salary, a beautiful apartment, a social circle that admired him, a lifestyle people dream of. But internally, he lived with a silent enemy that millions carry inside them. He couldn't stick to anything. Every time he tried to build a habit, he would collapse. Gym, quit. Reading, quit. Meditation, quit. Skill learning, quit. He would wake up motivated on Monday, like he was ready to rewrite his entire life. But by Friday, he was back to the old version of himself. Sunday night glow-up fantasies, Monday morning fire, Tuesday excuses, Wednesday resistance, Thursday collapse, Friday failure, Saturday guilt, Sunday promises, and the cycle repeated again and again and again. This wasn't laziness. This wasn't lack of intelligence. This wasn't lack of knowledge. Rafael was fighting something far older, far deeper, far more powerful. He was fighting evolution. You see, humans were not designed for discipline. Humans were designed for survival, to conserve energy, to avoid unnecessary effort, to repeat the familiar. Your brain's job is not to make you successful. Your brain's job is to keep you comfortable. And comfort is the enemy of discipline. The reason habits feel so hard is not because you're weak. It's because your brain's default setting is to avoid discomfort at all costs. But one night, at 2 a.m., Rafael discovered something that flipped his world upside down. Something so powerful that it ended 29 years of broken habits. It was one of those nights where sleep refuses to visit you. You lie there staring at the ceiling, wrestling with your thoughts, questioning your entire life. Rafael was scrolling mindlessly, trying to distract himself from the shame of yet another failed attempt at building consistency. And then a thumbnail appeared, a documentary on Zen monks in Japan. He clicked. What he saw did not just inspire him, it shook him. These monks wake up at 3:30 a.m. every single day, not for a month, not for a year, but for over 800 years. The tradition has continued. Think about that. For 800 years, not a single gap, not a single break, not a single I don't feel like it today. Earthquakes, wars, famine, ice-cold winters, typhoons, plagues, political collapse. And yet, the bell rings at 3:30, and the monks rise. No debate, no question, no negotiation. This principle has a name. Gyoji. Continuous practice, without gaps. This was the missing puzzle piece. The secret Rafael had never seen. The secret most people never understand. The monks aren't motivated. They're not disciplined in the way you imagine. They simply remove the option of breaking the habit. The practice is part of their identity. It's not something they do, it's something they are. And that night, Rafael realized something life-changing. Discipline dies where negotiation begins. Every time he failed, it wasn't because the habit was tough. It was because the decision was still reversible. And that night, he decided to do something extreme, something that would change his life forever. Section 3, Irreversible Identity, expanded. Your brain separates decisions into 2 categories. 1, reversible. Maybe I'll do it today. Maybe I won't. I'll decide later. These decisions destroy discipline. Because if something is optional, your brain will avoid it 99% of the time. 2, irreversible. These decisions are final, permanent, identity level. You don't wake up and decide if you'll be a parent today. You don't wake up and decide if you're married today. It's done. Identity decisions kill negotiation. So that night, Rafael made his first irreversible decision. He wrote, I am a person who meditates every day at 5 a.m. for 90 days. Not I will try. Not I'm planning to. Not hopefully. Not inshallah. Not maybe this time. He wrote, I am. Identity, present tense, irreversible. Then he did something even more powerful. He posted it publicly, everywhere. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, family WhatsApp groups, office Slack channels. He made it public. And in doing so, he removed the escape routes. Most people fail because they leave too many exits open. Rafael locked them all. Section 4, the first battles, extended. The next morning at 5 a.m., his alarm rang, and he felt every cell in his body screaming for comfort. His bed was warm. His mind was foggy. His body was heavy. His old self whispered, "Sleep more. You can start tomorrow." But then he remembered the public commitment. The fear of failing publicly was greater than the desire to stay comfortable. And so he stood. That day, he won. Day 2, harder. He woke up frustrated. His mind was yelling. His body felt weak. But he remembered, identity is stronger than willpower. And he stood. Day 3, he wanted to quit more than ever. His eyes burned. His head hurt. He felt ridiculous. He questioned everything. But the embarrassment of quitting publicly overpowered the pain, and he stood. This is how transformation begins, with resistance. Rafael had ended one type of negotiation, but a new, dangerous negotiation had begun. Not, should I meditate today? But, when should I meditate today? And this is where 99% of people lose the battle. Because time flexibility is the silent killer of all habits. Here's how his mind played out. Maybe I should do it at 6 today. Actually, 7 sounds better. I have work. Maybe in the afternoon. I'll do it before bed. I'll definitely do it later. I promise. But every time you delay a habit, you weaken its roots. Delaying becomes skipping. Skipping becomes quitting. Quitting becomes identity. So Rafael made a second irreversible decision. A non-negotiable hour, 5 a.m. every single day. No changes. No shifting. No rescheduling. No depending on how I feel. It was fixed. Permanent. Locked. And this single decision began rewiring his brain. Week 1, the storm. His alarm felt like an explosion. His body resisted violently. His thoughts attacked him. Why am I doing this? This is pointless. No one wakes up this early. You're not a monk. You're tired, sleep. But he stood, and he showed up every single day. Week 2, adaptation. Something strange happened. Not easier, but less painful. The 5 a.m. identity started settling into his nervous system. The brain was learning. This is who we are now. The negotiation grew weaker. Week 3, transformation begins. Rafael started waking up, minutes before the alarm. And this is the moment few people ever reach. When the habit lives inside your body, not your motivation. Discipline didn't get easier. He simply became the person who does it automatically. And then came the next challenge. A challenge far more subtle. Rafael now woke up on time, but he made a fatal mistake. He kept changing the routine. One day, breathing meditation. Next day, body scan meditation. Next day, journaling. Next day, visualization. One day, 5 push-ups. Next day, 20. Next day, stretches. Next day, yoga. The habit existed, but the structure was chaos. And chaos is an invitation for the old self to return. The Zen principle that modern people hate. Zen monks believe variety is the enemy of discipline, because every change reopens negotiation. Changing the meditation style creates negotiation. Changing the number of push-ups creates negotiation. Changing the time, the style, the technique creates negotiation. So Rafael adopted the monk method. Exact repetition, same practice, same order, same duration, every single day. No flexibility, no creativity, no what I feel like today. His routine became 20 push-ups, 10 minutes meditation, same technique, 10 minutes reading, same book until finished. That's it. Locked, rigid, non-negotiable. Week 4, resistance screams. His mind rebelled. This is boring. Do something new. Try something different. You're getting tired. This is not effective anymore. But he ignored it. He continued. He repeated. He obeyed the structure. Week 6, something snapped. In the best way. His body took over. His mind became quiet. The actions became automatic. Push-ups happened without thought. Meditation began without resistance. Reading felt natural. He had reached the monk state. The practice practices itself. The identity was now permanent. This is what frightening consistency feels like. This is what scares people, because they don't understand it. Transformation is not proven. On perfect days, anyone can be consistent. When life is calm, your true identity is tested. When everything goes wrong, and life was about to test Rafael in ways he never expected. Day 35, the flu. He woke up sick. Heavy head, burning throat, body shaking, no energy. Old Rafael would have quit instantly, but new Rafael remembered the rule. A tiny version counts. Breaking the chain does not. So he did. 5 push-ups, 2 minutes meditation, 1 page reading. Not perfect, not heroic, but no gap. Identity preserved. Day 40, business trip chaos. Flights, delays, airports, noise, meetings, exhaustion. Old Rafael. I'll restart when I'm home. New Rafael. He went into an airport washroom and did his entire routine. Travel destroyed comfort, but not consistency. Day 48, emotional crash. Bad news, stress, anxiety, tension. The kind of day most people collapse on. But he whispered, Gyoji, no gaps, and he did the routine, even while feeling broken. Day 54, family emergency. Chaos at home, people crying, plans collapsing. But again, he sneaked away for 10 minutes and kept his streak alive. Day 60, the day he realized the truth. Rafael woke up and felt something new. He wasn't forcing discipline anymore. He wasn't negotiating. He wasn't convincing himself. It was automatic, natural, built into his identity, and he realized, I don't have to be motivated. I just have to be me. The old self was gone. The new identity had taken over. Rafael was now consistent, but he still didn't understand why this method worked so powerfully. So he started researching behavioral science, neuroscience, and monk psychology, and he made a discovery that changed everything. It wasn't motivation. It wasn't inspiration. It wasn't planning. It was identity friction. Identity friction. The secret force behind discipline. Your brain hates identity conflict. If you believe you're a lazy person and you do something productive, your brain feels uncomfortable. If you believe you're a disciplined person and you skip a habit, your brain feels uncomfortable. Rafael realized something shocking. He wasn't fighting laziness. He was fighting identity mismatch. For 29 years, his identity was, I'm someone who starts strong but always quits. Every habit he tried collapsed under that identity. So he used monk psychology to rewrite his identity, not by affirmations, not by quotes, not by motivational hype, but by consistent proof. 110 small proofs, 110 days. 110 identity updates, until his brain finally accepted, this is who I am now. Around day 70, something unexpected happened. An old version of Rafael started whispering again, not loudly, quietly, a gentle voice saying, you've been so consistent. You deserve a break. You've done enough. One day won't matter. You're disciplined now. Take it easy. This is the most dangerous voice in the world. Not the voice that says quit, but the voice that says, rest. Just today. You've earned it. This voice destroys greatness. So Rafael decided to test something. He allowed himself to skip his entire routine, only if he could justify that decision in writing. A powerful rule. You can skip, but you must write a 300-word essay explaining why skipping is the right decision for your long-term identity. Guess what happened? He never skipped. Why? Because you can justify skipping to yourself in your mind, but you can't justify it to your future self in writing. This is how you eliminate self-deception. This rule alone saved his entire transformation. Without even realizing it, Rafael's discipline started upgrading other areas of his life. Upgrade 1, his confidence changed. Not fake confidence, not external confidence, but internal confidence. The confidence that comes from, I can rely on myself. He spoke differently. He walked differently. He made decisions faster. People noticed. Upgrade 2, his work improved. Focus became deeper. Distractions became weaker. Deadlines felt easier. Projects finished faster because consistency in one area spreads into every other area. Upgrade 3, his emotional stability improved. The more structured his mornings became, the more peaceful his mind became. His anxiety dropped. His overthinking reduced. His emotional reactions calmed. Upgrade 4. His sleep became powerful. Waking at 5 a.m. trained his circadian rhythm. He slept faster, deeper, better. Upgrade 5. His relationships improved because he wasn't frustrated with himself anymore. He treated others better. Discipline improves everything. When Rafael reached day 90, he didn't feel triumphant. He didn't feel proud. He didn't feel relieved. He felt something stronger. Normalcy, what was once impossible, became normal, automatic, effortless. He didn't need motivation. He didn't need inspiration. He didn't need hype. For the first time in his life, he trusted himself. And that is the real reward of discipline. Not money, not success, not lifestyle, but self-trust. The moment you trust yourself is the moment your life begins. By the end of his journey, Rafael built his own 6-rule system for frightening consistency. You are about to hear that system. The same system monks use, and the same system that transformed Rafael. These are the 6 rules. Rule 1, start with identity, not action. Don't say, I will meditate. Say, I am a person who meditates. Identity first, action second. Rule 2, set a non-negotiable hour. Pick one time, 1 hour, 1 slot, every single day. Same time, mount strong neural pathways. Rule 3, lock the practice. No switching, no changing, no experimenting. Same routine, same order, same duration, until it's automatic. Rule 4, a tiny version counts. This saves you on bad days. Sick, traveling, stressed, do a tiny version. Never break the chain. Rule 5, public commitments. Humans fear embarrassment more than failure. Use that psychology. Make your commitments visible. Rule 6, no skip without a written essay. This rule kills excuses. If you want to skip, write 300 words explaining why quitting today is good for your future identity. You will never skip. By day 90, Rafael didn't just change his mornings. He changed his entire life ecosystem. Consistency is like a stone dropped in a pond. The ripple spreads further than you can see. Habits in one area influence habits in every other area. Because of his unbreakable morning routine, his diet improved naturally. He started exercising without thinking. He began learning new skills faster. His emails got answered on time. His projects finished ahead of schedule. All because one tiny, non-negotiable habit became permanent. Rafael realized something crucial. Motivation is temporary. Emotion is fleeting. Circumstances change. If you rely on these, your habits fail. Instead, build your system around identity of who you are. Irreversibility, no negotiation. Repetition, exact, daily, automatic. This is the difference between people who dream and people who become unstoppable. Now let's break down why small habits matter more than big decisions. Small habits are easier to start. They reduce resistance. They accumulate compounding results. They wire identity changes into your brain. Rafael did 20 push-ups, 10 minutes meditation, 10 minutes reading. It seemed small, but over 90 days, strength gained, focus sharpened, emotional resilience built, self-discipline became permanent. Remember, consistency beats intensity every time. The single rule that saved Rafael multiple times. Even a tiny version counts. Sick, 5 push-ups. Tired, 2 minutes meditation. Busy, 1-page reading. The chain was never broken. Momentum was preserved. Identity remained unshakable. Tiny actions become massive transformations over time. It's the compound effect of unbroken streaks. Life tests discipline, not when it's convenient, but when it's chaotic. Scenario 1, travel and work. Hotels, airports, meetings, delays. He meditated in the airport bathroom. Tiny push-ups in his hotel room. Scenario 2, emotional turmoil. Bad news hit. Stress and tension were extreme. Many versions of habits kept identity intact. Scenario 3, health challenges. Flu, fatigue, exhaustion. Tiny adaptations allowed continuation. Lesson: discipline survives through adaptation, not perfection. No gap ever us identity reinforced. By this point, Rafael's brain had a complete rewiring. Old self, I fail at consistency. New self, I don't skip. I don't negotiate. I act automatically. Discipline is now automatic, effortless, and natural. Your morning practice no longer requires willpower. It's part of who you are. And once identity is aligned, life aligns automatically. Rafael discovered the ultimate truth. Motivation is unreliable. Identity is permanent. Willpower fails under stress. Motivation fades with time. Identity cannot be negotiated with. Identity becomes your autopilot. When you become the person who never misses, The impossible becomes easy. You know what's crazy? Most people say they want to change. But the moment life gets a little uncomfortable, they run back to the same habits that destroyed them. But not you. Because the moment you chose discipline, you stepped onto a path most people never even dare to walk. A path where the old you starts dying, the strong you starts rising, and the world slowly begins to realize you're not playing anymore. Every single day you level up, even 1%, you're building a version of yourself that your past self would be scared to face, and your future self will be proud to become. And here's the part nobody tells you. Discipline is lonely in the beginning, but legendary in the end. Because one day people will look at you and think, "Ye banda kaise badal gaya? Kis power se? Kis mentality se?" And the answer will be simple. You stayed when others quit. You worked when others slept. You believed when others doubted. This is how you rise. This is how you transform. This is how you become dangerous. Not to others, but to your weaknesses. There comes a moment in every warrior's life when he realizes something life-changing. No one is coming to save him. No miracle, no shortcut, no secret trick. Just him, his mindset, and his discipline. And that moment, that's when everything shifts. Because once you stop waiting for motivation and start relying on discipline, you become unstoppable. Every morning you wake up with a new fire. Not because life is easy, but because you finally understand your purpose. You stop explaining yourself. You stop justifying your dreams. You stop caring about who supports you and who laughs at you. Because deep down you know, success doesn't need noise. It needs consistency. And the day will come, sooner than you think, when the same people who ignored you will say they always believed in you. But you'll know the truth. They didn't believe in you. You believed in yourself. And that belief, that discipline, that unbreakable routine is the reason you're rising while the world is still sleeping. There's a phase in your journey that nobody warns you about. A phase where everything gets quiet. No applause, no support, no recognition, just you and the grind. This is the phase where most people quit because silence feels heavy, loneliness feels sharp, and progress feels invisible. But here's the truth. Winners are built in silence. Monsters are created in the dark. Legends are forged when no one is watching. In this phase, you start changing in ways even you don't notice at first. Your patience grows. Your focus sharpens. Your heart gets tougher. Your mind becomes a weapon. And slowly, without noise, without fanfare, you start becoming someone else entirely. Someone who doesn't break easily. Someone who doesn't get distracted. Someone who doesn't need validation. To stay committed. And by the time the world finally notices you, it's already too late. Because you've become the kind of person who cannot be stopped anymore. You didn't just survive the silence. You mastered it. And now the silence fears you. There is a stage in your journey that changes everything. Not because you worked harder, but because you became harder to break. This is the stage where your energy shifts. People feel it before they see it. Your presence becomes heavier. Your silence becomes louder. Your confidence becomes undeniable. You walk into a room, and without saying a word, people can sense it. This person has been through fire and came out sharper. At this stage, you stop getting triggered. You stop wasting time. You stop letting small things pull you down. Because you've learned something most people never understand. A man who controls himself controls his entire destiny. Your discipline becomes your identity. Your focus becomes your weapon. Your routine becomes your armor. And slowly, life starts moving differently around you. The right people show up. The right opportunities appear. The wrong people disappear on their own. You don't chase anything anymore. Things start gravitating toward you. Because when you evolve internally, your external world has no choice but to rearrange itself. This is the point where the journey stops being about proving others wrong and becomes about proving your potential right. You're no longer becoming better, you're becoming inevitable. A force, a mindset, a presence, a standard. And here's the craziest part. This is only the beginning of who you're meant to become. There comes a point in your journey where something inside you breaks, but not in a painful way, in a powerful way, in a way that rewrites your entire destiny. It happens quietly. No music, no motivation, no applause, just you and a sudden realization. I don't quit anymore. That's it, just one sentence, but it changes everything. This is the moment when you stop waiting for motivation. You stop chasing hype. You stop searching for shortcuts. You stop expecting an easy path. Because discipline isn't something you do now, it's something you are. You wake up without negotiation. You train without debate. You work without fear. You grow without hesitation. Your old self tries to return, but it can't enter the life you're building now. The door is locked. The key is gone. The past version of you is not invited into your future. Most people never reach this stage because they break at pressure. But you're different now. Pressure doesn't break you. It builds you. Pain doesn't stop you. It sharpens you. Failure doesn't scare you. It educates you. You've crossed the invisible line where discipline becomes instinct and consistency becomes destiny. People around you start noticing. They'll say, "You've changed. You're different now. You feel stronger." But you'll know the truth. You didn't just change, you upgraded. You didn't just improve, you evolved. You didn't just get disciplined. You became the kind of person who is impossible to slow down. And once you reach this point, your goals are no longer dreams. They're events waiting to happen, because an unstoppable person with a daily system is more dangerous than a talented person with zero consistency. And now, you're unstoppable. There is a final stage in this evolution, a stage most people never reach, because it requires a level of consistency that feels almost superhuman. But once you get here, your entire life bends in your favor. This stage is called deliberate destiny, the point where you stop reacting to life and start designing it. The world starts moving around your rhythm. When your discipline becomes your identity, you no longer follow the world. The world begins to follow you. People match your pace. Situations adjust to your energy. Opportunities arrive in the exact windows you've prepared for. You're no longer surviving days. You're commanding them. Your mornings feel like certainty. Your nights feel like completion. Your days feel like progress. You stop living by chance. You start living by choice. The future is no longer a question. Most people say, "I hope things get better." But you start saying, "They will get better because I'm building them piece by piece." Your goals stop being fantasies. They become math. Consistency turns dreams into calculations. Money becomes predictable. Skills become sharp. Health becomes strong. Confidence becomes natural. You walk with a quiet knowing. I'm not lucky. I'm prepared. Put out the mind that cannot be manipulated. Once your identity is built on discipline, no trend can distract you. No insult can shake you. No temptation can pull you back. No person can slow you down. Why? Because your mind has tasted the power of order, clarity, and momentum. And once you taste that, chaos becomes disgusting. You stop chasing pleasure. You start chasing purpose. You stop craving validation. You start craving progress. This is the rise of a mind that refuses to be controlled by emotion, fear, or impulse. You become your own master. The legacy phase. This is the rarest stage of all. Your discipline becomes so consistent, so automatic, so deeply wired, that people around you start copying you without you trying. Your friends work harder. Your family becomes motivated. Your circle improves. Your life becomes a blueprint for others to grow. And without realizing it, you've built something more powerful than success. You built a legacy, a standard, a reputation, a presence that stays even when you're not in the room. People speak about you with a mix of respect and curiosity. How does he do it every day? How is he so consistent? What changed him? And the truth? Everything changed. The day you stop negotiating with yourself, you're no longer the person who tries. You're the person who does. You're no longer hoping for results. You're engineering them. This is the end of who you used to be and the beginning of who you were always meant to become. If you've reached this stage mentally, then comment, "I choose destiny." Because from this point on, your life isn't chance. Your life isn't luck. Your life isn't hope. Your life is discipline. And discipline creates destiny.